Good afternoon, folks. Mike Wells, your World Explorer. Today we are at Treasure Shores Beach Park. We're going to be doing a bunch of shellhounding right now along this weed line. Alright, let's get started. First things first, many of you throughout the world don't know what kind of shells exist here, but here they are. There are quite a bit. So you'll find lots of that type, but then down there at the water line, when it's a lot more calm, you'll find a bunch of other types of shells as well. So let's just go ahead and walk around. You'll find a lot of these types of rocks that have the holes in them. So if you're a rock hound, this is an interesting rock to have. There are basically like 3 colors of those types of rocks. Very interesting. Oh, look at this. That's a moon shell. That one might be worth keeping. So I'm not going to keep everything I find, but definitely going to keep the nice ones. Let me know if you see something that I didn't see, because it's really hard to catch everything. Look at that. It's not the whole shell, but it's kind of a nice piece. It's part of a clam. Here's another color of that stone I was telling you about. You should find some red colors too. Look, there's something. Bunch of these types of shells. I just spotted. That's part of a whelk, I believe. Look at, there's a coconut over there. Another whelk piece. What's this? Yeah, there's a bunch of shells. Now, if you move the seaweed around, you'll likely find some more stuff. Those are cool. Those are really neat. There's a bigger shell right in there. Oh wow. See, these always, I always find these broken up. You can imagine why. When the ocean looks like that, I mean, these shells are getting tore up. There's no question. What is that? It's just some coquina stone. These beaches, you can find treasures and coins and stuff like that, gold. Me personally, I've never found any, but coincidentally, there were $4 million worth of gold coins found several years back near this location in Sebastian, Florida. I think there's a bunch of news articles that were written on that. Very interesting information. Right there is marking the location of a sea turtle nest, I think, or I can't really be certain, but I'm pretty sure that's what that marks. What's this? I do not know what that is, but it's light. It's kind of funky. a weird, I think that's a seed pod from a distant land. There's those shells all up in there. Oh, look at this. This is called a turkey wing. These are really kind of pretty. Lots of folks dig those. I might just keep that one. Now, we've traveled to the West Coast, so unfortunately I have no documentation of our findings yet. Maybe I'll pull out some of our findings at the end of this video and show you. But the West Coast of Florida has an unprecedented amount of shells just everywhere. The shells over here, yeah, there's tons of them. You'll still find tons of shells over here on the east coast of Florida, but the West Coast, I mean, that is the factory for new shells, bivalves, mollusks. I mean, that is the epicenter. We went to Clearwater, Florida one time. Incredible the amount of shells that we were able to locate, and high quality shells at that. That's cool. Nice little shell right there. So yeah, if you've visited this location from a distant land, or even just the middle of Florida, you're gonna find stuff that you've probably never seen. I get to see this stuff all the time, anytime I want, so it being readily accessible kind of used to it. But the shells on all the beaches throughout the rest of the world, I'm not used to those. Look at this coquina stone. This is a very unique looking rock because it has some type of weird layering going on in there. I mean, if I wanted to do some rock hounding, I would keep this, but today I'm not rock hounding, I'm shell hounding. There's a very interesting stone. Let's look at this. I'm not sure what that is. That is a piece of plastic that is tore up from, I don't know, it looks like it was from a fire or something. It's so melted. Ooh, what kind of shell is this? It's just a fragment. We could travel for miles. Now, you'll eventually run into little pieces of wood like this. This is very interesting. This is worth just sticking in the pocket because this thing's been out floating on the ocean surface for probably years. This wind is intense. I'm really hoping it's not disturbing the microphone too much. I did see some folks out here collecting shells walking back as soon as I got out here. I'm wondering if they got all the good stuff because, well, they didn't get it all. look at this one. This one's quite nice. That's a big one. I might just stick that in my pocket. As I said, I'm not going crazy collecting shells today. Look at these shells, huh? Everywhere. Yeah, so that footprint. Somebody was over here, likely collecting shells already. Okay, what's this? Look at these shells. They've got some nice color to them. That'd be cool if we could find some scallops. Oh, Mr. Crabs, missing the claw. I mean, you come out here, you'll find anywhere in nature, you'll find all kinds of stuff. Like feathers, there's a feather. You just got to get out and explore, really. I'm really wondering where all the big stuff is. Yeah, someone's definitely been out here collecting shells already, because I haven't seen barely any spiral shells. So that's a shame for us, but we wouldn't have this problem on the west coast of Florida. Look, another feather. Not that pretty of a feather, but hey. Look at that. Somebody's pineapple. Come on, beautiful shells. Where are you? Look at this. Look at this shell. Yeah, it's just a fragment, but still, that would have been great. Yeah, this person holding the basket was definitely over here grabbing whatever shells they could. But hey, you know what? It's a big beach. That's the name of the game. Guess when you're here first, you get the first grab. This water, doing that, when it comes high tide, and it does this for a few days, it's going to be all new shell deposits up here. It's going to be all new stuff. So the ocean will constantly keep providing. Really intense. Look at that. What's that? So this is the outside of a different type of spiral shell. It's beautiful. It's a real shame we can't find a whole one, because those are just so beautiful. What's this? Please. Please tell me. Nope, not whole. Would have been cool though. Would have been cool. Look at that piece of wood. See? It's little. Yes, I really enjoy doing this. This is the greatest form of meditation aside from creating stuff using a process. Okay, so look, that's a scallop. Not a whole piece, but hey. Now this is what I'm talking about, spirals. That's really cool. We finally found a spiral. I'm gonna pocket this one. That'd be really awesome to find a shark's tooth, but you're not gonna believe this, but I've never found a shark's tooth out here. I have friends who say that they have found shark's teeth, but I'm not one. Oh, look at this. There's a spiral piece to a whelk. There's some rock. You see shells everywhere. That. If only. This is like it's got something weird crustacean on it. Very interesting. Look at this rock. That's just interesting. Oh, look at that spiral piece. Every now and again you'll find like really big spiral pieces that have been worn away decently by the surf, by the waves in the sand, but they're still worth taking home. This area over here looks less encroached upon, so maybe we are going to find something after all. There's another spiral piece. This is to a whelk. It looks like a lightning whelk. This is to an olive shell. We'll find all that out here. Can't believe we found that moon shell earlier right away. Nobody's seen that? That's crazy. Those are rare. Look at that. I think that's a rock. Yeah. These rocks are just neat. They're so matted down and so smoothed out, but it looks like worms have been in them or something, but I don't know if that's the case. How can a worm eat away at a rock? I don't know. That doesn't sound realistic. But you never know. I don't know. Oh, somebody with a four-legged friend was over here. I wonder if they were collecting. There's a big clam fragment. Let's look over here. We are shellhounding. Look at this. What is that? Man, I bet you that shell, when it was whole, was incredible. You know, I've come out here before and gone out there with a mask and snorkel, but you have to have absolutely no wind to do that because the water clarity is not there, and well, obviously you can't, it's not safe. So but I've done that in calm weather, and oh my gosh, the amount of shells that you find out in the water far surpasses anything here on the beach. Alright, now we're getting to a whole bunch of weed. More bamboo right there. Let's check out this shell fragment right here. Yeah, it's a shame it's not whole. Okay. There's a little piece of wood, but it's flat. Can't do much with that. Look at this. This would have been a massive, absolutely massive whelk. See the color on the side? If you're a jewelry maker, you could use that to your advantage. I'm gonna leave that for somebody else. Ah, yeah, somebody's been clawing through here. Probably shellhounding like me. Look at that shell. Okay, so this shell is distinctly different. It's got a bunch of matrix inside of it that is like concreted in, which tells you that it came from the matrix. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of rock off the shore here that is coquina. The coquina hard stone matrix, which is very porous, but waves smack other rocks onto the coquina, which breaks away big chunks of the coquina, and just most of that stuff ends up over here on the beach. That's what these are. These are part. This is like part of the coquina. It's more of like the mudstone ball, so it's a little harder. So it made its way up here over time. It survived. It did not get milled down by the sand and elements and stuff. Look at that. That's a turkey wing. Really old, beat up one, but hey, still a turkey wing. So the variety I've seen so far is not plentiful, if you will. Oh, what is that? What is that, folks? That's definitely a spiral. This is what I'm talking about. These are neat. These are pretty. See that? That's so cool. That's like a very special type of whelk. You don't see these often. My lord. That's really neat. Look, here's another one. Boom, right there in the sand. All right, so now the variety is starting to increase. Wow, so maybe I'm into some territory that has not been searched. So we're in the zone now, apparently, where there hasn't been a lot of searching. Holy smokes! Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is a fantastic example of what I'm looking for out here today. See? Wow. That's probably going to have to go into the pocket. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So nice, huh? Very cool. Very cool. Look at. So maybe this hasn't been searched so well over here. I don't know, but I'm glad to be here now. Look at all these shells over here. See how it changes from sand to mostly shell material? Because there are just different layers of deposits in this sand. Some days you'll see mostly shells. Other days you'll see mostly sand. Oh, there's another spiral. Very nice, huh? Cool. That goes in the pocket. I see another one. They're everywhere over here. Apparently, that person stopped over here. Look at this. That's a pretty little scallop. Wow. Here's another whelk. This one's a little bigger. That's cool. So my pocket is getting full. I do have a plastic bag though. So if I'm really feeling compelled to keep more stuff, I've got the plastic bag to use. Look, there's another one. Wow. Look at that one. That one is pretty good condition. Look at how much of it's still left over. Wow. So we're in the shells right now. That's good. Wow. Look at that rock. Kind of a big one. So here's a bunch of shells up here. Let's look over this way, see what we can spot. Boom! That is fancy looking. It's nice. There's a fragment from the coquina. Wow, this thing is so smoothed out. That's crazy. Look at there. Another spiral. Boom. Wow, look at the prettiness of that one. That one's fancy. So nice. Alright, so for now, my pocket is full. So I don't think I'll be collecting any more shells. But dang, I probably should. Look at that thing. Holy smokes. Dang, that's crazy. Look at that one. Holy smokes, folks. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to leave those behind for somebody else. Oh, look at this thing. Holy schmokos. This was a very nice shell when it was whole. And right now it's not as nice, but it's still really like cool to look at. So yeah, we're in the shells now, folks. We're in them. So many nice shells. But I'm gonna leave them behind for somebody else. Ooh, look at this shell. Wow.
There's another one.
Soon here we're gonna have to turn around because we're walking for a long time. Look at all these shells, huh? If only we could find that hole. Look at this thing. I mean, isn't that just the neatest thing? It's just so cool. There's some wood, but I don't need that. Look at this thing. Wow, that's probably the most intact piece I've found so far of this type. What do we see down in here? Yeah, I mean, there's shells. If you want shells, they're here. Look how many. They're just everywhere. What is that? It's got some coralline growth on it. I don't know. Look at that rock. Look at all these shells. Spiral over there. Just shells, 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 spirals, spirals, spirals. This is a very good location. Oh man. Spiral. Spiral. So yeah, folks, they're out here. Ready for you to come grab them. What's that? Oh my gosh. Sandal. Old flip-flop. Oh, that's a big one. See how big it is? About as big as my hand. So if you're feeling adventurous, you want to get out and explore, this is one place to do it at. You don't usually see this much seaweed out here, but when there's hurricanes near, seaweed ends up here. Alright folks, here's our haul from our day of shell hounding. We've got some nice shells in here, spiral look to them. Now none of these are perfect. This one right here, the olive shell, looks pretty decent, but it's still hollowed out a bit. There's your turkey wing. This right here is just a piece of wood that's all shaped by the force of the ocean and the beach. I just thought this was cool. It's a nice little addition. It kind of reminds me of the ocean a lot, just like the shells do. But we got a couple moon shells there, and there were a ton of these there, so good haul, nice haul. Now, as you know, if you watched the video, you'll clearly see that we left a ton of shells behind. So go out and get those shells. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps the channel grow. Stay tuned, because I've got a lot more exploration and adventure videos on the way. Have a great day.